Was the first thing he noticed when he came in the house. He was like, where the fuck my shoes at? When I tell you that man started flipping out, he was like, you hid my shoes because you had another man up. I said, your shoes in the closet. He was like, why my shoes in the closet? You never put them in the closet. Somebody was over here, like, and he's going bizarre. He came back through here and I saw somebody over here and I saw a new car. I know all the cars that be over here. I knew it. He started flipping the fuck out. He was like, man, I like you so much. I can't believe you would do this shit to me. Let me put some little goss on. We're gonna tell another story time. Hello you guys, it is Mari back with another video, and like I always say, don't be scared to fall because you may fall into a better situation. And without further ado, let's get into this video. If you can remember, if you've been subscribed to my channel for the last couple of years, I made a video. That video will pop up right here in the cards. It was basically me downloading Grindr and just getting on there just to see what it was giving. It was a time in my life when I had just got my apartment and I was just like on a high, like I was on the top of the world. It was at a pivotal time in my life when it's just like I cut a lot of people off, exit myself out of the equation with a lot of people that weren't serving me, because you know I'm always on this elevation. Sometimes people just ain't on the elevation route with you, or y'all just going different paths. I just got on my shit and I got my apartment, you know, I'm feeling like that girl as we should. So I got my own place. It's giving, you know, I got freedom. I can do whatever I want to do. You know, I can invite anybody over. Of course I'm gonna pop my shit, like, of course. So I get on Grindr and I remember I had it on my phone and I went out to the club. I was going out with my friend Tron. And if you don't know how Grindr works, if you're a person that just don't know how it works, it's like it picks up the gays or whatever that are near you. We on Grindr, whatever, and we out, we having a good time, you know, we partying things tonight, it's going good. The men are looking, the men can't touch me. You know, I'm pooching through, looking cute as I always do. Typical fashion. Nobody says nothing to me at the club, they just look. And you know, I always got my shades on, you know, sitting to the back, peeping out the scene. I feel like that's what shades is for in the club, to peep out the scene. Like, people be like, why you got shades on in the club? The shades is so that you can catch the shade. I get home, I look on my phone and I get a message off of Grindr or whatever, and he's like, what's up? We start chit chatting. I'm gonna speed this up. I ain't gonna make this long for y'all because I don't want to have y'all here all night. I care about y'all, I really do. He said that he wasn't looking for nothing serious. He doesn't want to take anybody serious right now. He wasn't telling me why. You know, the minute you say that, I don't even care why. Given the nature of this app, you know, what do I expect? Of course, you don't want something serious. I'm bored. I got this app. You've messaged me. I'm curious. I'm single. Let's go. One thing about me, when I go out, I'm gonna be lit. Especially when I'm with Tron, we get lit. And at this period of my life, we was getting lit. Like, I done chilled a lot. He's a really sweet guy. Like, he's a Libra. He's really sweet. He's really, like, charismatic and stuff like that. And when a guy tells me that they don't want something, but they're sweet, it fucks with my head a little bit. Because it's just like, I feel like you be knowing what you be doing. I invited him over to chill, you know. I really thought that he was going to make a move on me, but he didn't. It made me more attracted to him, OMG. Every time a guy in your presence or whatever and it gets to getting a little bit chill, a little bit too intimate, like, even if you turn the motherfucking lights off, a nigga pants would drop to the floor. They ready to pounce on your ass. It didn't give that. It didn't get freaked out, because I definitely don't like that. That's a turn off for me. I don't like a guy that's too freaked out. We can be a freak, but I don't want to talk about it. Our connection grew stronger. He was so sweet, but he did not want a relationship. It's such a toxic thing to be in. After he met me in person and we chilled, he liked me a lot more. He told me that he feels a connection with us. He feels the chemistry. And of course, I feel the chemistry. I felt it through the phone, but it's the second time we met up. And at this point in time, it's been about 3 weeks to a month that we've been talking. So it's like, it was stretched out a long time. It took us a long time to actually meet each other for the first time. And also it took a minute for him to come over there again because he worked a lot and I worked a lot too. There was a period of my life where I was working 2 jobs. Baby, I was on a go. I was on a go to maintain this expensive life, baby. And this was the start of it feeling like a relationship, but it wasn't necessarily a relationship. In my mind, I'm just thinking about that because you came into this and told me that this is not what you was looking for. That would always sit in the back of my mind. It got a little mixy in my head or whatever, and this is why I don't like dealing with men, because they will have you confused as hell and questioning yourself when really you confused because they confused. It was going on months and months and months. We went on a lot of dates. Like, this relationship was really, really nice. He would come and do my laundry. Never had a key to my apartment or whatever, but it was very consistent. Like, I'm always looking for a relationship. I never really truly dived into it because I hadn't been asked. I remember the first time that we actually had sex. This was the first time I was ever able to build a fantasy. With this new setting of my home, I took it upon myself to go all out for this relationship. I got my lingerie, suede, robe and things. I'm smelling good. I got, like minimum jewelry on, but jewelry on. Got the candles lit. The room is like red. Like the playlist is just hitting. It's a whole fantasy. When he came in or whatever, I didn't tell him any of this was going on, but I knew that I wanted to take advantage of this because I really liked the setup of my room. So I was like, I could already imagine me like having this fantasy. I did the fantasy with him. He didn't deserve it, of course, because you don't want a relationship. Remember that? Keep that in your mind. That's what I was thinking. But, I wanted to fulfill this fantasy now that I have my own space. I left the door unlocked, told him to walk in. He walks in my apartment, goes direct to my room. It's literally, everything is clean. It's smelling good. I'm in the bathroom. You ain't even seen me yet. And when I step out the bathroom or whatever, I'm putting on a show. A lot of people don't, go above and beyond like this. And for me, this is not played like this. This is a standard. If I was in a relationship, I would always come hard. I would always make this shit a movie. But guys don't even deserve it. So it's like, I'm not putting that on just anybody. Like, ain't nobody getting all that. You ain't finna get all this. I'm walking at the bathroom, and when I tell you, it's just like, I could just tell he was sitting on the bed with he was in his phone. He didn't know, like, what to expect. He thinking I'm just in the bathroom freshening up. Like, no, you come in, music is playing, candles is lit, and it's just giving a vibe, and you don't know what you finna walk into, but, you're not playing too much into it. You thinking this is just how, I just do things. No, the room is red. We finna get into some things. And the minute I walk in the room, I flip back the robe and I just kind of show my body, like I got my lingerie and stuff on. His mouth dropped. I already do a lot. I ain't gonna go into details because I know y'all men have to be watching. But, it definitely got explicit. I don't know. A time was had and we're gonna keep going. Okay, so months and months later, we are now in the relationship. Once you do this to a man, it can go left and it can go right. It went right for a couple of months, a couple of weeks, but then it started to go left. Not to say that he was ugly, it's just that a lot of guys, they don't even have to be ugly. They will feel ugly standing next to me. And it's something that I deal with a lot in relationships. Like, guys just be like, I didn't think that you would ever talk to me. I hate hearing stuff like that because I love confidence. I'm a Leo. I love confidence. Our confidence ain't got to look the same. You don't have to look like the next person. You need to be confident in how you look. You get a drink. He just did not believe that I was faithful. A guy can have your location. He can have the password to your phone, face on it, passwords to your social media, and still think you cheating. I just feel like that's crazy. I remember one time he invited me to his mother's house, and it was to like his sister's birthday or whatever, and I was just basically meeting the entire family. So steady going in the path, and it was given the direction of a relationship, but it wasn't necessarily like that label just wasn't there. And it's like, not to put so much emphasis on that or try to force that, but it's just like, I need the actions and I need the words. So I need you to kind of put that on wax. You can't just treat me like we in a relationship and not expressing me what exactly it is or where we're actually going and expect me to commit to it. Of course, I'm liking the idea of having someone, and I'm single, so it's just like, why not? So I'm going to his mother house, I'm playing a role, I'm bonding and mingling with everybody. We were at the cookout. His phone was on Do Not Disturb. I never call him. I never call him because he works a lot. I work a lot or whatever. But we finally made time for me to be off and go to this party with him. We both, got off and we went to this party together. Just this one time that I attempted to call him and it went directly to Do Not Disturb. And it kind of pissed me off. Like, this time I'm very immature, so a lot of these reactions or whatever, like, it wouldn't be the same now. But it just pissed me off the fact that it went to Do Not Disturb. We've been talking for, at this point, about like 4 or 5 months. And this is the type of person that always keeps his phone on Do Not Disturb. And it was an emergency. I was headed to him and he wasn't sending me the address. I knew where I was going because I had been there before already, but I didn't know how to get there like by memory, so I needed the address. Like he just never sent it, and I'm guessing that he was like occupied with the party or whatever else was going on, but he just did not respond. When I called him, it went directly to voicemail. So at this point, it's like I'm boiling. You know, and I already told me that you only have important people. You always have your phone on do not disturb, and only people that come through is important people. Like this is what you said. And in that moment when I called and it went to do not disturb, in my mind I registered that as I'm not important. It's like, okay, now it makes sense. Like, you know, I want a relationship. I'm not important. You don't want me. You just like the idea of having me. So it's like once I basically had that understanding with myself, once I saw that, like I can wholeheartedly say that I stepped the fuck back. It's like I was still in it, but you know how you kind of step back. You try to tiptoe out the situation, but not necessarily out of it. That's what I was doing. I'm bonded with everybody. I'm meeting the mother. It kept going on and on and on. And we argued about that situation. We argued about that situation for a long time. I'm going off. Like I never even said nothing about like me not feeling important. I just said that you didn't add me in there. I never told him how I truly felt, which was a mistake on my part. And it took me age to actually be able to like dissect that and just realize where I went wrong. My truck had got stolen and he was taking me to work in his car whenever he could, and when I didn't have a ride he would come and get me and stuff. Once I lost that truck, I lost one of my jobs, so I was only working one at this time, and this opened up my availability. So with my availability being more open, I was spending a lot of more time alone, and if I got more time alone, like I want to talk to you more. I began to feel more lonely, and this was a genuine feeling. I just started to expect more time out of him. And he was older, he was already like a person, he was a manager over a factory, and he was just working so many hours. And when he was on the floor, he just couldn't have his phone. One of those guys where his life was work, but anytime he was off, he always used to make time to come see me. And our relationship really consisted of us chilling when we could, and I'm working my two jobs and you working your, you know, like your one job that is taking up all of your time. And like I just feel lonely. And I was expressing this to him. I was actually expressing this to him for about like 3 months of just basically saying this to him. But the way it registered in his mind and where the disconnect happened was he only saw it as, you want me to stop working. So you want me to sit at the house. You want me to do this. And that's not exactly what I was saying. I was saying that I want you to just make time to talk to me because I'm telling you that I'm lonely. He worked in a factory. He was always on the go. Sometimes his phone be left on his desk. Like, you know, these are the things that I was hearing, but at the time I just was not having it. I was just like, nope, keep that phone on you. I'm not with that. Keep that phone on you because I want to talk to you, you know. It was like August. He was telling me to wait to January to when his schedule changed and he's gonna work less hours. I was just like, no, I can't wait that long. I could not wait that long. Even now, I could not wait that long. I understand work is work. It's just like at that point, once I realized that, you know, it was basically out of his control, I was just like, maybe we should just stop talking. Maybe we should just stop talking because now it's just not the time for you. I'm not the type of person to feel like I'm happy in a relationship and I'm not happy. And I just can't be that person. I'm just not gonna be that person. So over time, I start to feel more and more misunderstood. We start to argue more because of that disconnect. And now I'm seeing that, okay, it's time for me to start stepping backwards because this is not going in the direction that I wanted to go in, and I don't deserve to wait on nobody. We already not in a relationship. We ain't got no title. It's getting crazy and out of blown out. So it's like we're arguing more, and it's like I'm starting to resent him. This is what happens when you set on things. You start to resent people. You start to question everything else. This is why when you're done with somebody, you need to be done with them because it's like that resentment is going to sit on you and it's literally going to push you out of the relationship. You really have to resolve things and then to keep it going. I started to not want to be around him simply because I felt like he didn't understand what was coming out of my mouth. He kept saying, oh, you don't want me to work. You don't want me to make no money. You don't want me to take care of my mom. You don't want me to do this. You're looking at it every other way versus what's coming out of my mouth. Now I'm at a point where it's just like, you're not going to understand me. So now I don't want to talk. Now the argument is, why you not talking? Why you acting like that? Now the energy has shifted. I took back all of the intimacy. I took back everything. It just like all of the sex and everything. I took all of that back in this moment. Like more and more I feel misunderstood, the more and more I pull back. And then I was just like, I got to a point where it's just like, I'm starting to hate this man. I'm really starting to hate this man. I can't do this. Like I gotta get out of this. Started to come over there and I would tell him to leave. Every time he would just do something that I didn't like, I would just send him home, get out of my apartment, like, go on. Like I'm just Like, I ain't got to deal with it. I never had to deal with it. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm happy and I'm not. So it's like you sitting next to me, you say something off the wall, get out of my house. I changed a lot, but you say something crazy, you say something I don't like, you raise your voice, get the fuck out. You got a car, get on. I'm pulling back, but at the same time, I'm still responding. I'm not saying what is going on. I'm literally doing exactly what he did to me. He treated me like it's a relationship, but he didn't give me the label. I'm literally treating him like I want to be done with him without telling him. That's crazy. It was December and it was going into New Year's, child. And one of my exes hit me up. And this is an ex that always hit me up. He's a Gemini. He always coming in and out of my life. Like, it's just, I don't know. I just cannot get rid of this man. The reason why I always have a disconnect with Future, because he loved Future so much. Like, he always quoted Future and it really got on my nerves. I can check some right now. I probably should. Let's see. I'm going to call him. Let me see if he answers. I'm gonna disguise his voice. And then nigga I called, they picks up, even if they was getting it dicks up. Hello? I didn't think you was gonna answer. You said what? I was just thinking about you. I said, let me call. Don't be reminiscing on that mess. That was toxic. That Gemini ass. It was. On that time when I actually liked you. I still like you, just not how I did in that moment. I really liked you then. We was chilling and things like that. And the connection just be connecting. Y'all see the vibes? Like, the vibes is there. The connection is always gonna be there. I've been knowing him for a long time. And he came back in my life and it's just like I just fell back in the loop. This man knows me like the back of his hand. Like, but it's the same situation. He don't know what he want and he comes with a lot. But it's like at this point in time, it's like he was really taking me serious, like at the right fucking time. And it's like, but I'm also dealing with this guy in the back that I ain't even told him that I'm done with him. He was coming to see me, and the other guy was coming to see me too, and it was this one specific time when it overlapped. The only thing that fueled these actions was the fact that I never had that title. I'm sorry. I can't commit. I just can't do it. I feel stupid. I feel so stupid. Committing to somebody that ain't asked me to be with them. I just can't do it. I'm not doing that. I'm not. That's a trap. So it's like, no. And I'm in the transition of like cutting him off. And I told him that I just wanted to be done with him. I told him that I just wanted to be done with him. And he was just like, I'm not going to leave you alone. We're going to work this out. I can't believe you trying to break up with me. It's somebody else over there. And I'm just like, no, it ain't nobody else. It's just like, I feel like I just want to be done with this. This is not something that I just came up with out the blue. It was slow cooked. But of course, he wouldn't know that because I was treating the situation like everything was cool. He felt a shift in energy, but I didn't necessarily like step out of the situation, which was wrong on my part. So he came over one day because I decided to let him come in because he wanted to talk. And some shoes that he had left over there that he had specifically sitting at the foot of my bed, I had put in the closet because Dre had came over there. And it was the first thing he noticed when he came in the house. He was like, where the fuck my shoes at? When I tell you that man started flipping out, he was like, you hid my shoes because you had another man up. I said, your shoes in the closet. He was like, why my shoes in the closet? You never put them in the closet. Somebody was over here, like, and he's going bizarre. He snatched my phone out of my hand, literally running through my apartment. Running through my apartment, going through my phone at the same time. We chasing each other around the house. He see all my messages with Dre. He's like, so that's the nigga that was over here with the, came back through here and I saw somebody over here and I saw a new car. I know all the cars that be over here. I knew it. He started flipping the fuck out. He was like, man, I like you so much. I can't believe you would do this shit to me. I'm like, get my phone, get my phone, get my phone, get my phone and leave. Get my phone and leave. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm like, get my phone and leave. He's not leaving at this point. He's seeing that like I'm moving on, and that's always a strange sight for a man to see. He just exploded and it got physical and he ended up with his hands around my neck. He wouldn't leave my apartment, so I left my apartment. I get in my car. He's chasing me down the fucking road. He's like, we chasing each other down the road. I get in my car. I'm driving down the road, like going fast, trying to get away from him. He's chasing me in his car. So I made a plan. I'm driving. I turned around. I hit a U-turn. I hit a little detour. Bitch, I went back to the apartment. I went in my apartment. I locked the door. I closed it. He still got my phone. I'm running from him and he's chasing me in the car. So I come back to the house. I pull in real quick. I get out the car. I run up the stairs real quick. I get in my apartment. I lock the door. He's beating at my door. Let me in, Marcel. Please. I'm sorry for putting my hands on you. I'm sorry. Please let me. I said, please leave. Don't be disturbing my neighbors. Don't make no issues with my apartment. Keep the phone. Leave. You gone, you got it, you good, you can have it. I'm one of those. So it's like, leave. You're not ready to put your hands on me, like, done deal. You're not ready to put your hands on me, like, no. Once he put them hands on me, it was just a done deal. I just couldn't deal with that. And that was it. The time my friend was going through some domestic violence in his relationship where he, like, almost died, like, no. Hell no. I was like, yeah, I gotta let you go. You gotta go. You gonna explode and put your hands on me? Baby, you should look at the terms and conditions. No, man. You couldn't have thought we was gonna do that. I left him alone, and we slowly kind of faded out, and things just like, I left him alone. Like, once you put your hands on me, it wasn't no coming back from there. I wasn't responding no more. He went on TikTok, started making videos like about me subliminally, and would send them to my phone. Gave a whole bunch of harassment, and it was just like, it was crazy. But all in all, I never went back into the situation after that. I never committed to the situation like that. Dre did his typical due diligence. She sabotaged the relationship, and we didn't work out. I didn't go back to him. That was just the end of that. And where do we stand now? I recently, when I went to Mississippi, I reconnected with him, and the love is always there. And that's the thing about a Libra and a Leo. It's toxic, but it's a balance. And I think that also too, the disconnect can be with astrology is the age difference, because my mindset now and his mindset that he had then, I we would have been perfect. So it's like, if we were to try now, it would be perfect. So that's about the time that a guy choked me in it. And like I said, I still got love for this person. Still doesn't take away from how nice he was. I really genuinely think that I upset him. I seriously upset him. And it was because I just didn't feel like we were actually in a relationship. I didn't think they wanted me. And I didn't find out too after he exploded, all of his emotions started to come out. He really showed his emotions in that moment. And it's crazy for a man to show his emotions in that type of moment where he explodes. It's very telling of where a lot of men are emotionally. But that about wraps this story time up. I hope it was interesting for you guys. That's about how I put it down on this man that made him obsessed with me. He was blowing my phone up for weeks. Like, and that's one thing about my Leo ass. When I'm done with the situation. I'm not going back into it. Like, over time, we just pushed out of each other's life, and that's just where it is. And that's just what happened. But this is one of the relationships where it just got a little crazy. I got another story time coming up about the drug dealer who tried to shoot me. That will be coming soon, so subscribe for that. It's coming very, very soon. So yeah. Uploaded a video about me visiting my hometown a few weeks ago for my dad's birthday. It was March the 12th. And I recorded as much as I could while I was down there for a week, and I made a vlog. It will pop up at the end of this video. If you like my content, please check that out. And I will definitely see you guys for another Monday. And don't forget to stay honest. See y'all in the next video. No, for real. See y'all in the next video.